All right, folks, God bless you guys, and welcome to This Is It. 4, 3, 2, 1. Before the fire. Guys, this is so exciting to be sitting here getting to share this with you guys. Okay, the mystery, the riddle of ages. 15 years ago, I went public. I said, I don't even know what this means. The Lord told me He was going to use me to solve the riddle of ages. He had obviously inverted me. I was decrypting hieroglyphs of Akhenaten and Nefertiti at the time and just exercising this spiritual gift that just kept on giving. Well, let me tell you something. Yesterday, I documented something that's so far beyond my brain, and it's the resolution of the system, the understanding completely of the system. Cory was part of the miracle. He played a part in it. It just all happened. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to do a little news. I'm going to show you a little news stuff just to show you how obviously things are going to an end point. There's no way out of it. It's going to an end point. So I want to encourage you to accept Christ as your Savior. By the way, if you were meant to get saved, you're going to get saved. Jesus said, I chose you, you didn't choose me. And when we minister, those of us that have been called to be teachers, when we reach out to others, the Lord uses that to touch this person, to touch this person. There's people that come into our circles, our circles of influence, and they don't actually, I've seen people that don't actually understand the truth. They'll manifest that they came for a little while, but they didn't understand it. But they will intersect other people, and somebody from over here and somebody that you would never expect comes into the fold. It's mind-boggling to get to see the way the Lord does it. And the Bible says, I will use even my enemies to accomplish my will. Look at Nebuchadnezzar. Look at Nebuchadnezzar. I mean, phenomenal stuff. Just, because he owns both sides of the system. So anyway, I'm going to share with you tonight some news, and then I'm going to share with you what happened. And so we've got a lot of territory to cover, so let's get to it. Okay, let's see. Here's my desktop. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 windows. 10 windows that are actively going to participate in what we're doing. This is a band called 30 Seconds from Mars. It's back in my day. I think they're still out there a little bit. This guy, the lead singer, I think he actually played Morbius. I think Dave told me he played Morbius in the movie that came out, a little over a year ago, Morbius. Anyway, fascinating song. It's called, the name of the band is 30 Seconds to Mars. And the song is called The Kill, Bury Me. And what's fascinating is in this video, if you watch it, I think everybody really should watch it. It just will reinforce your brain that it's a twin system, because in the video, he's faced with his own doppelganger, and it's you killing yourself. It's a really good song, and it incorporates the idea of the hotel from The Shining, the movie The Shining with Jack Nicholson. Don't open room 237. What was in room 237? Remember the movie The Shining? Remember the set of twin girls? I told you the system is twin female. They're in this hotel. They're the caretakers for the winter. Jack Nicholson totally loses his mind. That's when the famous scene here is Johnny. The other famous scene where the elevators just flow blood. But the idea was, do not open room 237. What's fascinating too is you look at the carpet in the hotel. Look at that. Look at the carpet. I told you, down in the pit is a hexagon with your own special worm in it, feeding off you your whole life. And look how it's right side up, upside down, interlocked. And then now, let me show you room 237. Right there, 237. Don't open room 237, because when you open room 237, what's in there is what's going to kill you. And it's the female, because when he opens up room 237, and here this has been blocked out for you, This woman comes out, and he goes in there, and he reaches out to kiss her, and as he does, he looks in the mirror, and this is what she really is. Because the twin female system is death. Now let me show you, why is it room 237 in The Shining? And they, like I said, they do a play on it on this 30 Seconds from Mars video. They do it's kind of just their own version of The Shining in a song that's called The Kill. And so the girl comes out of the shower, and then he kisses her. Now they do a flash track of. Did you see the flash track? What was it of? What flash track? Watch the flash track. Watch it. Flash track. Did you see it? Okay, dead, and it's bury me, and it's called The Kill. And then what it gets down to is he gets in a battle with himself, because that's what this whole world is about. You are your own worst enemy. That's what the system is. You are diametrically opposed to yourself, because there's an angel and a demon. The angel gets inverted in the system, and then it's self-cannibalizing, but it's 2x female energy that's the pit, 2x. But let me show you this. Now, as I showed you the Adidas commercials, we are 2X, and then the video where it's now or never, where it shows the confrontation between the two different races, the demonic race and angelic race. But they flipped the script. That's the thing. They flipped it, because woe unto them who call good bad and bad for good, who call light for dark and dark for light. And that's what happens at the end of the world. Look what's happening in the world with police departments, and, you know, remember, what was it, the place in Seattle where they had their own little community, and they were writing a cop, right? All cops are, bastards, and it was 1312. Now, remember a cop? All cops are bastards, and the little thing they had in Seattle? Everything is cryptic. I'm going to show you room 237, but while I'm doing a cob, it's ACAB, so that's 1312, 1312, and I'll look that up in Strong's, because they were writing that on the walls. There we go. Strong's 1312, there it is. And that's what was happening in Seattle. Look, a cob, 1A, C, 13, A, B. A cob, right there, diaphthora. Destruction, corruption, destruction, and decay. Okay, so here we go. Look, right here, it's the first picture. Look, there it is. People's Republic, Capitol Hill, 1312. See? They even wrote it, look, 1312, ACAB. They put the legend to their language right there on the barrier. That's amazing. I mean, think of what you're looking at. Do you understand what you're looking at? You're looking at the deterioration of the human condition by a spiritual being, the angel of the bottomless pit, working all these people, setting up their little autonomous zone while he's taking over their minds. Look, People's Republic, look. A is the number one, first letter of the alphabet. C is the third letter of the alphabet. A is the first letter of the alphabet. B is the second letter of the alphabet. People's Republic, 1312, a cop. And they're saying all cops are bastards is what they're saying. But it's a much deeper meaning than that. Because the angel of the bottomless pit, I mean, just think of the perfection of understanding the system right now, what you're getting to see right now. It was a perfect experiment in the decay and deterioration of the human condition. Y'all probably saw it on the news. It was absolutely unbelievable what was going on there, and it's just a complete analogous representation of the condition of that spiritual takeover of the human body. That's what's going on. Now, in tonight's video, I'm going to show you what happens supernaturally when the Lord revealed to me what that prophetic utterance from 2014 meant. I literally freaked out. Then he proved it right in front of Cory, and Cory was part of it. I was like, it was insane. I'm going to show that to you at the end of this video. Now, let's go look at what's really going on. Let's go see what's going on after I show you what 237 means. So we have the video called The Kill, right? They open up the door just like they did in the movie The Shining, where they open up room 237, and in room 237, what looks like this really hot girl getting out of the bath, he kisses her, and when he looks in the mirror, get it? He's looking in the mirror, she turns to that, dead corpse of an old lady. Because this equals this. And that's what the system is about. Now watch this. Let me go to the Bible real quick and show you where 237 is. Because even here in San Antonio, I was driving down the street the other day, and I looked over and I saw a new outdoor kind of garden-y looking club thing, and I was like, what is that? And it says elsewhere, from elsewhere. Huh. From elsewhere? Oh, from somewhere else. And all the symbology is exactly what I'm showing you. Here it is. Verily I say unto you, he that entereth not by the sheepfold, not by the door, into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way. Right here. See it right here? 237. This is where they got the idea. This is the number we're going to use on the door in The Shining. Do you remember what The Shining was about? Did you see the second one, Dr. Sleep, where they're hunting people that have the shining in them because we are angels? Now watch. Round and shining. But by the way, in the Bible, the word star, I showed you with Taylor Swift sitting on the ceiling. Remember the round globe? Round. It means round and shining. That's what the word star means in the Bible. Those who are wise shall shine like the stars in the firmament. It says, as round or shining a prince, one of God's princes. So watch this. Okay, round or shining is a prince, but one that climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Remember the word robber from the last video? Plunderer, raptor, rapist. That's fascinating. I mean, to me, that is beyond fascinating. See right here, to plunder? Okay, from elsewhere. 237. See it? Right there. There it is. The Bible, guys, is so mind-boggling to know that the other side, I mean, our opponents in the system are using the Bible as a playbook and the numerology as the little orphan Annie decoder ring. It is staggering. Okay, let's look at the root of the word 237. Else. That is different. Another. So, that is why in the movie The Shining, room 237, you do not open that door. Because when you open that door and you go in that room, and it was a guy that's going in the room, right? Male and female, I told you. And the female equals death for the system. But it is dependent on the male for the system. It's mind-boggling. It's absolute perfection. So now let's do the news real quick, and then I'll get to that prophetic thing in the end. It's just fascinating. This whole twin system is caving in on everybody. Okay, now, I mentioned in the video yesterday, I believe, that Mr. Obama had a scathing email to the White House, the White House doctor that mentioned that Joe Biden probably should have a cognitive test. Why would Obama care so much about that? Seriously. Why? Unless he's involved. Now, if he's involved and he's really running things from behind the scenes, like Maria Bartiromo said, like Tucker Carlson says, and like anyone with half a brain knows, they're using Biden as the scapegoat to bring down the system. He is the scapegoat. They don't care about him at all. And Obama's going to use him to bring down this whole system. And that's why I beheld Satan falling as lightning, Barack from, the heavens, Obama. I beheld Satan as Barack Obama. So if you translate the Bible and you just translate the words, and you go to the original language, lightning is Barack, from is and the heavens is Bama. So, it's a no-brainer. Now let's watch this. And this is from Sky News, I think Sky News Australia, but pretty good. They have some pretty good stuff.
The line, a lifetime of defending democracy and American values, of which an extract he released to Fox News. Ronnie Jackson details an awkward exchange he had with his former boss, Barack Obama. During the 2020 campaign election, the now Texas congressman tweeted about Joe Biden's cognitive ability, urging the then Democrat candidate to take a mental exam. Within the extract, Mr. Jackson recounts what was happening at the time. Biden was on TV again, making crazy statements and concerning mental gaffes. He didn't know what state he was in or what office he was campaigning for the 2020 campaign season. He apparently thought at one point that he was running for the Senate and later couldn't remember what state he was campaigning in. This had been going on for months and was getting worse. 20 minutes later, he received an email from Obama that read, "I have made a point of not commenting on your service in my successor's administration and have always spoken highly of you, both in public and in private. You always served me and my family well, and I have considered you not only a fine doctor and service member, but also a friend. That's why I have to express my disappointment at the cheap shot you took at Joe Biden via Twitter. It was unprofessional and beneath the office that you once held. It was also disrespectful to me and many friends you had in our administration. You were the personal physician to the President of the United States, as well as an admiral in the US Navy. I expect better, and I hope upon reflection that you will expect more of yourself in the future." But with 14 years serving as the White House physician to George Bush, Barack Obama and Donald Trump, he believes he is a credible person to speak on Joe Biden's cognitive abilities. Ronnie Jackson spoke on that email encounter with Obama in the podcast Grounded with Jim Banks in November.
I just tweeted out, I retweeted that whatever they'd said, whatever Biden had done, and I just put, all I tweeted was wow, W-O-W, wow, with an exclamation mark. Wow, does anybody remember the cognitive test that I gave at Real Donald Trump? Looks like somebody else needs a test. That's all I said, period. I drove down the road about another 20 minutes, ding, I got an email from President Obama, a scathing email. He just tore me up, an entire page about how disappointed he was in me and how it was beneath me as a physician and beneath me as an officer in the military to be attacking Joe Biden like this, and it was a betrayal of the trust that he and his administration had put in me, and he was so disappointed in me and yada yada, and he hoped that I would do a better job in the future, and it was unbelievable. It just really hit a nerve with a lot of people.
When Ronnie Jackson was working under the Trump administration in 2018, the then president was being criticised for not being mentally fit. So Mr. Jackson told the president that perhaps he should prove those doubters wrong and take a cognitive exam. Trump did, and he passed, leading Ronnie Jackson to face a long press conference where he took question after question from reporters. Within the podcast from November, he speaks on that cognitive test and the fact that he believes Joe Biden needs to take the same one to prove that he is sound of mind.
The press attention and stuff, and all the time and energy they focused on trying to make President Trump look like he wasn't cognitively fit when he absolutely was, and he didn't do anything to justify that. And then we did the test. He crushed it 30 out of 30. And then we get President Biden in there. This guy doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't even know what office he was running for at times, right? It's very obvious to everyone in the country right now that this guy's got some cognitive issues right now. I'm not his physician. I'm not diagnosing him. I haven't examined him. I don't know if he's got Alzheimer's or if he's got some kind of other, I don't know what's happening, right? All I know is that he's got age-related cognitive decline.
Now, I know I'm not a physician. My dad was. I had a pretty interesting talk with him one time about MMPIs. Here we go. Let's watch this. Let's watch compared to, and I'm going to caveat, I'm not some Donald Trump fan. I'm not a Joe Biden fan. I'm a none of these guys fan. It's a Hegelian dialectic. Here you go.
Build a wall high enough to keep out a vaccine. The vaccine can stop the spread of these diseases. If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Mr. Vice President.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who brings out the carts on a forklift. What happened?
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. What a stupid son of a bitch. Justice, sorry as a bug. Speaking of the environment. That we deal with WHO the right way. That in fact, that's when things began to change. We need to work again with Canada and Mexico as neighbors, not as adversaries. I looked at it anyway. That's what I think my plan. I know what my plan does. Estimated 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk. That's why I made it a priority my entire career to work closely with you. From the time I got to the Senate 180 years ago, as well as my tenure as vice president. Unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID. Hey, everyone. I'm Joe Biden's husband. Well, you should vote for Trump. You should vote for Trump. Come on, man. How many push-ups you want to do here? China is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far.
Workers that are gun enthusiasts, and you are actively trying to diminish our Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of shit.
All right, thank you.
Now, shush. Because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. Excuse me, we can only reelect Donald Trump. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
Okay, you know what? God have mercy on him. I almost feel bad laughing at him. I do feel bad laughing at him. It's. I mean, do you think that guy right there that I just showed you? Do you think that guy is running one of the superpowers in the whole world? And when I say one of them, because we are one of them. There are others. Do you think the guy that you just saw, why would Obama give how dare you? How dare you? No, Mr. Obama. How dare you? This is pure nonsense. They're leading the United States into absolute chaos, and y'all know it. It's coming. But by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the twin system that the Lord let me solve, uncover, deliver, so you can understand and know the truth. You can make your confession to God. You don't have to fight with your own reflection anymore. You can get converted. Your eyes can become single. You can be at peace because Jesus is the Prince of Peace. He makes peace between the good you and the bad you. That's why he was crucified between the representation of the bad you and the good you, binding you both back to him through the cross, giving you a relationship with the Lord God again, which is him. Jesus is the Lord God in the flesh. He is a self-existent, eternal Jehovah God. Get it? He owns both sides of it. self-existent, and then he buys it back. Do you understand? You're going to understand when I show you this prophetic utterance at the end of this video, because it'll floor you. The reality of the system and the perfection of this system is going to floor your brain. It's just, sit tight. We're going to get there. But I want to make a point. Why in the hell would Obama write such a scathing letter to such a good doctor that made Trump? He didn't make Trump. He told Trump, hey, you know what? All your critics are saying you have cognitive dissonance. You should maybe take one of these tests just to prove them wrong. And Trump's like, okay. And what did he say? Trump crushed it. 30 out of 30. Do you think the guy I just showed you, he doesn't know what to order for lunch? I mean, so let's just be honest, okay? This country is in rapid decline. The world's in rapid decline. And the King of Kings, I can assure you, is coming. When you see the end of this video and the prophetic utterance from 2014 and what the Lord revealed to me and the meaning of it, you're going to be like, okay, this is about to get very real. Guaranteed. Watch. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. Okay. I don't think we need to watch any more of Crazy Boy, do you?
Wait. Oh, you're getting nervous, man. He gave me permission to touch him.
By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, this is oh, you switched on me.
From 15 to 45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise to the equal raise of getting out the $60,000 level. When they need to bring. You're about to meet if you haven't already. There's no doubt about them staying oiled and lubricated.
Okay,
why doesn't
that's just sad. So again, Obama wrote the scathing email to the same doctor that gave Donald Trump his cognitive exam, and Trump was ripping the economy. He was under the entire time. He was under the fake Russian collusion nonsense that was orchestrated by the Democrats. I mean, that's some sick, evil behavior. But let's talk about January 6th, the insurrection. You know there was an insurrection in heaven, right? Isn't it fascinating that we have this insurrection January 6th thing going on? Y'all know that Ocasio-Cortez, by the way, who I'm like, God have mercy on her. She doesn't even know what a food processor is in a sink. I don't know if y'all ever saw that video. I was like, what is this thing? What's going on? I was like, okay, come on, don't be serious. But anyway, Ocasio-Cortez, she's a little bit of a train wreck. God have mercy on her too. I truly do feel sorry for her. But she's the radical left, right? Ocasio-Cortez and the squad, the radical left, right? That's what when I say left, correct? That's what they call her. Wait till you see this video. Watch this. Ready? Okay, we're moving on from Barack barking at the doctor that mentioned, hey, maybe Joe Biden should have the same test. Well, I think he should for sure have the same test. And I don't think Mr. Obama has any grounds at all to say otherwise. Now, here you go. Here's Ocasio-Cortez. Watch this. Okay, so here you go.
Us holding ourselves to a higher standard, and having that include our families, and and there are many different proposals here, but whether it's spouses, whether it's children, we have to be able to assure the American people that it's not happening here, and that they don't have to worry about if they're competing with their member of Congress.
They don't have to worry if they're competing with their members of Congress stock portfolio. Nancy Pelosi is who she's referring to, because Nancy Pelosi has enriched herself just like Marie Antoinette off the backs of the people. She doesn't have the well-being of the people. She has the well-being of her pocketbook in her mind. And I don't care what anyone says. If you can't see that, you're blind, deaf, and dumb. Nancy Pelosi is an evil witch. And I mean, that's my opinion. And anyone that goes to the Pope to say, hey, I should get communion, even though I believe you can have a birth and birth that baby and murder it when it comes out, and she's going to go all the way to Rome thinking that a piece of bread, wafer on her tongue is going to excuse her from all that behavior. That's insane. There's insanity involved in that. I don't know if you guys know much about second term abortions, and there's first, second, and third trimester abortions. Second are bad enough where they stick a clamp up and they start ripping limbs out and pulling them and setting them on a table, and then reaching in and grabbing the head and crushing it and knowing that you've got the head because white liquid comes out. Nancy's okay with all that, but she's okay with beyond that. She's okay with the baby comes out and is on a table and kill it. That's insane. That's not an abortion. That's killing a baby that just came out. Let's call it what it is, Nancy. And remember, the Vatican is what? A snake. So she's standing inside of a snake, asking a guy that has a guy singing to Lucifer, donning his own creation, to give her a piece of bread on her tongue so she can ease her little conscience. She is an evil witch. I'm sorry, but she is. That's sick. Now, this is what she just said about Nancy Pelosi. She said that we shouldn't have to worry about Nancy Pelosi or members of Congress enriching themselves or competing with us against their own stock portfolios, because that's why a lot of her policy and what she does is manipulating the public so she can enrich herself, because she's in the know about what's going to happen, what to buy, and making policies that enrich her and her husband. That's sick. Okay, here we go. Watch. One more time, but watch this. Just keep watching.
To worry about if they're competing with their member of Congress's stock portfolio.
Okay, now here we go. Let's move on to this next clip, because this is where things get real. Watch this.
Actual officers working with this, and we never got to the bottom of that, and we never got.
Show you. Watch.
There were actual officers working with this, and we never got to the bottom of that, and we never got any answers about that. And then to this day, we're just supposed to pretend that that never happened. I have no idea what happened to the people on the inside who were very clearly sympathetic with what was going on and opening the doors wide open for that. And I'm supposed to sit here and pretend like none of that ever happened. And then right afterwards, you have a massive, you just have this idea that throwing money at that problem is going to make it go away without any accountability.
So what she's talking about is she is saying that the Democrats were complicit, and that they knew what was going on, and that they were complicit in the entire January 6th thing. Like, they know all about it. The Washington police and that the Capitol Police, they were part of it. And she says she knows it because they were screaming, "Where is she? Where is she?" She thought the crowd had come in and they were going to get her, and she was in her office terrified. And then it was the Capitol Police that were like yelling, "Where is she? Where is she?" And she said that they were complicit in the whole thing. Now watch this. Y'all know who Ray Epps is? Have y'all ever heard of Ray Epps? Watch. Let me show you Ray Epps. Okay, so this big guy right here in the red hat, his name's Ray Epps, and he was there January 5th, January 6th. He went all the way from Arizona, said he was a big Trump fan. How interesting. He didn't even go to the Trump speech, but he's a big Trump fan. So we went over to Washington, the 5th and the 6th, and let me show you a video of what the guy was doing. Now, all these other people have been thrown in jail, getting sentenced, rotting in jail, old ladies, old men that were there. I mean, this is sick. This guy, Ray Epps, is sitting there encouraging everybody, telling, "No, we need to go into the Capitol." What about Ray Epps? Where's Ray Epps? Ocasio-Cortez knows. She knows the Capitol Police were complicit. She knows Nancy Pelosi was complicit. Chuck Schumer were complicit. Nancy Pelosi told the National Guard not to come in. There were requests for the National Guard. They're like, you know what? If Trump's going to be there giving a speech, and Nancy Pelosi specifically said no to the request to bring in National Guard, so they would have had guards there. No one could have gotten near the Capitol. But Nancy Pelosi said, no, no, no. How interesting. How interesting. Let's look at this guy. Watch this.
We need to go in to the Capitol. Let's go! I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail tomorrow. We need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. No! Peacefully. Fed.
So did y'all see what was going on? So he's going, no, we need to go into the Capitol. In. And the crowd standing there, they know. They're shouting, no, don't take the bait. Fed. How come he hasn't been charged? How come nothing's happened to Ray Epps? Where's Ray Epps? All these other people are languishing in jail, and Ray Epps, they don't even want to talk about Ray Epps in the January 6th thing. Why not? Where is he? Shouldn't he be in there? Do you see what's happening? Do you see how evil is taking over? Nancy Pelosi is as evil as they get. Chuck Schumer, there's just some evil stuff going on, guys. And it is spreading throughout all of humanity. Now, let's watch this guy a little more. I mean, look at this guy. That's insane. Hang on one sec. I don't know why.
Ever since the energy stimulus program has been...
Okay, let's listen to Tucker Carlson for just 1 minute to listen so you can get a good understanding of just how crazy this is. Listen.
That's very strange. It just is. And we don't care how many people call us names for pointing that out. It is strange. And we'd like an answer to what the heck is going on. Now, we've asked Ray Epps on this show repeatedly to explain why he thinks he has escaped prosecution. And we'll ask him once again tonight, and we will keep asking, because we think it is a very obvious and important question that gets to the heart of what is this exactly. But it's amazing how little Democrats want to hear about this. Again, Nancy Pelosi and Liz Cheney have spent the last year staging an investigation at great expense, and then a series of public show trials, arresting people in their homes, supposedly designed to discover how and why January 6th happened. But they remain curiously uninterested in the Epps case.
There you go. And he is the main guy provoking people to go to the Capitol and to go in. Okay, are y'all seeing this now? Are y'all seeing that they're calling those people insurrectionists? And what are they doing? Do you see what's taking over the host party system now? Can you see it? Okay, and this is going to continue until it's done. Okay, now listen to Ocasio-Cortez. This is why Nancy Pelosi hates her. Because she's calling into question the Democratic swamp. The far left and the left are clashing. Watch.
There were actual officers working with this, and we never got to the bottom of that, and we never got any answers about that. And then to this day, we're just supposed to pretend that never happened. I have no idea what happened to the people on the inside who were very clearly sympathetic with what was going on and opening the doors wide open for that. And I'm supposed to sit here and pretend like none of that ever happened. And then right afterwards, you have a massive, you just have this idea that throwing money at that problem is going to make it go away without any accountability.
There you go. So now, man, I would not be surprised. AOC, that young lady, pray for her, man. I would imagine she's probably in grave danger for being that bold. And I'm not an AOC fan at all, but you know what? She called them out. Pretty amazing. But now let's talk about the twin system, because that's what you're actually watching. All you're really watching when you see all this stuff on TV is you're watching the takeover of the pit. Let me show you something very, very fascinating. I want to show this to you. This is a testimony. You can find it on YouTube. It's you can find it in the Kleck files. It is one of the strangest testimonies I've ever had, but I'm going to give it to you because now I completely understand it. What you're looking at is a mask. It's called SHAM Unmasked. Look at the eyes. See the X and see the X? They made sure the X's also look like crosses. But listen, I was doing a video, and I was going to wear all camouflage. I spoke only in Spanish at the beginning of the video, and the point was that if you can't see, I made sure my face was covered. I was going to be wearing a mask. The Lord had told me to do this. So I said, okay, in order to help people understand, the whole host body system is a mask. And so I had my little mask set up, and I had the whole video ready to go. And then I was getting ready to press the play button or the record button, and I heard the Lord tell me, Jonathan, go get a mask at Gibson's Costumes. And it was so weird. I was in my living room going, okay, I heard very clearly, go get a mask at Gibson's Costumes? That is so weird. I have a mask right here. I'm going to speak in Spanish to explain to them, if you can't see really who I am and you can't understand my language, you don't have any idea who you're dealing with, which has been the case our whole lives. Because we've been dealing with an entity through the host body system like a serial killer in the system, and we've been encountering him our whole lives. Just like the game Omicron by David Bowie, which is exactly what David Bowie said. Now, the Lord told me to go get a mask at Gibson's Costumes, and I was legitimately confused. And so I said, Lord, I have a mask. Go to Gibson's Costumes. I'll show you which mask to get. So I drove over to Gibson's Costumes. I walked in, and I was overwhelmed. I was like, there were so many masks on the wall. I was just like going, there was like probably hundreds just displayed right when you walk in. And I looked up, and I was like, how in the world am I going to know which mask to pick? I mean, you're going to show me which one to pick? And I was like, And so I started looking around. Lady, can I help you? No, thank you. I'm just looking, and I'm looking. And I see a Wolfman mask. And my nickname in skydiving at the drop zone, they called me Wolfman. Hey, what's up, Wolfman? And I started walking over to the Wolfman mask. And I was actually reaching out to pick it up. And I heard the Lord say, no, this one. And this was next to it. And I was like, this one? This is before I knew about NE2X. That's why I'm bringing it up right now. I want to show you something. So anyway, I was like, okay, that's very odd. You want me to get that mask. This one right here. And so I did as the Lord said. I walked up to the counter. I took that mask. I set it on the counter, and the lady tells me, and she rings it up, and she says, she's ringing it up, and I heard the Lord tell me, pay special attention to how much the mask is, but the change is more important. The change is the most important. I documented it with my cell phone. I was like, this is so weird. I'm hearing the Lord telling me, get this mask and pay attention to how much it is, and the change is more important, and I don't understand what the heck is this. So I do as he says, and it was $75.76 is how much the mask was right there. $75.76. And I was like, whoa, that's an expensive mask. So I get out my wallet, and I had a $100 bill in my wallet. And I was like, oh, wow. So I give her the $100 bill. And so when you do $100, okay, so I'm going to clear this 100.00 minus 75.76 equals 24.24. I was like, okay, look up 75.76 in the Bible. I was like, okay, maybe I've lost my mind. Maybe. But I've seen too many miracles. 75.76. To bind together. They were bound in chains. Oh, wow, because we've been bound together with, I was like, Okay, that's creepy as crap. I didn't know the 2X thing yet. I did not know the 2X understanding yet. Now I do. So now I completely understand what the Lord was doing. So he told me, yes, pay attention to how much the mask is, but the change is more important. To bind, they were bound in chains. Let's look up Strong's 24:24. And by the way, this is all documented. This is a miracle. These are miracles. 24:24. Jesus, the name of the Messiah. The change is more important. Was it like, because we were bound to the 2X. Do you get it? I was like, oh my God. And see, I understood that we were bound to whatever that mask represented. Like, we were bound together to some kind of monster, which I understood, but I did not understand the 2X at the time. Can you believe it's 2X? And now it's like, wow. But the change, 24:24, is more important. Jesus, Yahushua, because that's what happens. We get changed to Yahweh. We get changed to be a child of Yahushua. We become part of that collective, part of that flock. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a testimony that's so insane, I almost can't even handle it or believe it or deal with it. Okay, you ready? So, you have a twin system. You have a right side up, you have an upside down, you have good, evil, light, dark, God, Satan. It's a twin system. That's all there is to it. And we are in a host body. We are angels that got our own evil doppelganger, just like the video I showed you called The Kill. I mean, seriously, The Kill. And it's modeled after The Shining opening room 237. That's all, I mean, it's all the same. Remember that prophetic utterance I showed you in the video from 2014? I want to play it again. I want you to listen to what I said. I want you to notice my mannerisms, how I wasn't sure, I was very honest. I said, I have my suspicions who the man of two faces is, because in my first prophetic utterance in the Just a Messenger series that had the U.S. currency notes in it that came true, the words that came out of my mouth ended up being images on U.S. currency notes? That's not even possible. But it happened. Okay, out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. New York. Okay, those words ended up on U.S. currency notes. After. Okay, now, this prophetic utterance, I want y'all to watch it because I did not really know what it meant, but the Lord gave me understanding in it, and it's insane. It's beyond insane, but it's perfect. So here we go. Ready? Watch. You got it on the... Okay, so here's how it goes, and we'll talk about what this may mean after I go through it. So thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, a man of two faces is seen in the light, and as the coming of the sun, so shall he be revealed. So shall the darkness of man's heart be made manifest, and the two shall be one. And in the midst of their conversion shall the holy nation be brought forth, and from the darkness to the light shall the salvation of the Lord come from above. Stand fast, that you may endure the wrath of the Lord, and fear not, as the day star rises within your hearts. For you are chosen to escape the darkness and the plague that encompasses the inhabitants of the earth. For they have chosen the darkness, so shall they be the children of the darkness. Stand fast, the day approaches. Okay, now that I'm going to let him stay on that just for a minute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip these over. The coming of the sun, S-O-N, or... Okay, now here we go. Now I'm going to tell you what happened. Then I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show you. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, I was driving the other day and I talked to the Lord. I look a lot like Stephen in Braveheart sometimes because I just start talking in the ceiling because I know the Lord's there. I'm like, hey, so, Lord, what's the deal with this or that? And I'll just be talking. And I was like, I was driving in my car and I was driving and I was coming up to the same Starbucks where I had that prophetic utterance. I don't really go there anymore. I mean, I very rarely go to that Starbucks ever. And as I was driving, I looked up and I was just talking to the Lord And I saw that Starbucks, and I said, Lord, that prophetic utterance, I don't really understand some of the words, and I don't understand how if Barack Obama is the man of two faces, because I don't understand. And I heard him immediately in my spirit, I heard, you know what it is. And I was like, I know what it is? You know what it is. And I just went, I know what it is? I was like, I don't know what it is. I was like, I know what it is. And then I hear these words. In the image of Elohim created he, him. Male and female created he, them. Now, you have to let your mind expand a little bit to understand this. Let me open up the scriptures. Watch this. Okay, so the man of two faces is seen in the light, and as the coming of the Son of God, so shall he, the man of two faces, be revealed. Who is the man of two faces, though? It's not Barack Obama, but Barack Obama was, in the prophetic utterance the Lord gave me, the man of peace. With words of peace, he will bring chaos and destruction. He's the Antichrist. But watch this. The man of two faces is something different. And when you see it, you should just jaw drop. So Elohim is singular but plural. Elohim. Gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used in the article of the supreme God, angels, magistrates. That's why on the U.S. currency we have e pluribus unum. So picture 7 billion people making up one thing. One thing. So Elohim created man in his own image, resemblance, illusion, to shade, a phantom, figuratively an illusion, resemblance, hence a representative figure, especially an idol, a vain show. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he, him, male and female. Created he them, man of two faces. Is seen in the light, because the Lord let me, the night I got saved, when I got converted, he had me read the tags, turn it upside down, 100% nylon, turn to 100% no line. The man of two faces that's seen in the light is the one that runs the system that we're trapped in, Elohim, that's many in one. And what is the two faces? It was male and female energies in one thing. And as is the coming of the Son of God, so shall he be revealed, which is what I'm doing. What do you think all this is? It's the twin system. But the pit is the twin female. That's where it's all 2x. And that is constantly rising, trying to take over this system, which is male and female energy within this one system that was created by him, Elohim. In the image of Elohim created he him, himself. He created himself. Male and female created he, all of them, that he's made up of all of them. Do you get it? Which is all of us. And then we have to get converted out of it. Now, I was like, ah! And I freaked out. I called Cory up. I was like, Cory, you're going to freak out. I can't believe this. I was driving my car. And I'm telling Cory on the phone. And so I was about 5 minutes from the house. And I called Cory just freaking out like, oh my God, I get it. That means Jesus is coming, because the whole system is being uncovered. I mean, uncovering the system is everything. That's the truth that's been hidden since the beginning. The mystery that's been hidden from the beginning now is coming into the light, and we're able to see all this. It's like, what? You know, the Vatican's a snake. There's another snake birthing out of that snake. 2 snakes, 2x. That's their goal. They want 2x on both eyes. They want the whole system to be 2x as they take over all the host bodies, every eye, every mind, every heart. they want to take over. So I call Cory up and I'm freaking out. And then I walk in the door and I'm like, dude, I got to open the Bible. I open up the Bible. I sit down at my computer and I'm just like, dude, this is absolutely insane. And then I have all these folders that back it all up. I'm like, oh my God, all the folders reek of this being the absolute truth. And I was like, this is crazy. Now, here's the miracle. Cory, he walks outside. He goes out the front door while I'm sitting there freaking out. And he goes to check the mail. Really weird. I mean, it was just an odd time to do that. So Cory goes out and he walks back and he's carrying a box about this big. And he walks in and he goes, hey, you got a package. And I'm like, what? I got a package? That's weird. I didn't order anything. And he goes, yeah, it's pretty heavy. And I was like, really? That's weird. I'm not expecting anything. And so I open up this big package and it's a dictionary and I've measured it. I thought it was about 6 inches. It's exactly 5 inches thick. I mean, it is this big. And so I get this thing out. I'm like, oh yeah, I ordered this off eBay a while back because I wanted to know the actual words, definitions, meanings before they got changed. They keep getting updated, all these definitions, like the word plunderer, the same as a robber, from John chapter 10. It means rapist. It means the word robber means plunderer and rapist. Raptor. Raptor? A raptor's a freaking lizard. I was like, wait a minute. That's impossible. Well, who are we dealing with? The serpent race. Who are they? 2X, which is what? Parthenogenesis, which is what? A reptilian human race? Oh my God. And that's what all the data points to. The Vatican's a snake. The building next to it is coming out of a snake. It's a snake splitting into 2 snakes. Male and female created he them. Do you get it? I was like, why do you think the altar in the Vatican is a penis and you turn it upside down and it's a vagina? It's the creation of Elohim creating himself. And we're all part of that. That's why we have to be born again of the Spirit out of it. We have to get born the other direction to get out of here. And I was just like, so Cory walks in and hands me this giant dictionary. And I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I'm going to look up these words and I'm just freaking out over the whole revelation. And I have this dictionary and I go, Lord, if there's anything you want to show me in this book, I'm just going to open this up. Just show me. I opened up a 5-inch thick dictionary. And when I opened it up, it was the letter F, the first page of the letter F. And I see the letter F and my eyes go, goom. And the first thing I look at and start reading says, it's the word face, but it says two-faced. And I was just like, what? Two-faced? Because I just got through telling Cory, oh my God, look, in the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he him. It's two-faced. Do you get it? That's why there's a video called The Kill. And he's killing himself. Because it's male and female energy. But see, everybody gets confused with, genitalia. And so that's the big confusion. That's what's going on in the world right now. There's all this transgender, gay pride. No one knows if you're a boy or a girl, a he, she, team, whatever. That's why Jesus said the destruction of the temple in Matthew 24. Do you not see all these things? He didn't say buildings. He said things. You know why? Because he wasn't talking about the buildings. He was talking about all these things. And in the word things, you look it up, it's he, her, they, them, him, her, they. Personal pronouns. That's why everyone's got to use the right freaking personal pronoun now. It's so crazy. And I was like, oh my God. So I open up this 5-inch thick dictionary. The first thing I read is two-faced, and I'm like, oh, because it's confirming the man of two faces is seen in the light, and as the coming of the sun, so shall he be revealed. Elohim, he, many in one. And I was like, oh my God! And it says two-faced! And I'm like, oh my God! And so Now look up the very first definition of the word face. Let me just show you the video that I did when it happened, because I documented it. Ready? Freak out. Here we go. Let me show you the original, the video from, I think it's just yesterday. This happened yesterday. A lot happens around here pretty quickly. Got 1 sec. So now, remember I told you that the Lord told me, look up your coat of arms, Jonathan. I looked it up. It's a king's crown and a shofar. By the way, I have an extra shofar. Let me see if I can blow this real quick. I'm never going to get over this. The king's coming. This is a different shofar. I blew those other 2 shofars yesterday. They're right over here. This is a different one. Thank you. And I'm going to be blowing different shofars all the time now. I have a shofar collection. Okay, here we go. Now let's freak out together. Let's freak out. The king's coming. What? Okay, here we go. This is Johnny documenting the story I just got through telling you. So watch this.
Okay, guys. I have to document something. Cory, sitting right over there. Say something, Cory.
Hey, guys.
All right, so I just called Cory a few minutes ago because I was over by the Starbucks where I had that prophetic utterance, and I said, Lord, would you help me out? I don't understand. The man of 2 faces is seen in the light. Is it Obama? And I heard the Lord say, you know what it is. And I was like, what? And then I heard the scripture, Genesis 1:27 or 28. In the image of Elohim created he him. That's a man, a male entity. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them. The man of 2 faces. Get it? Elohim, like the deputy.
I'm going to pause it saying, let us create man. Let us, plural, create man in our image. So everyone that's ever been, everyone that's ever existed, let us create man in our image. In the image of Elohim, created he him. Male and female created he them. So the man of 2 faces is the figure Elohim. It's the creation of man, a host, body, system, but it's also an entity. And we're going to go to Ezekiel 28 in just a minute. Pay attention.
He has 2 faces, male and female. And so I called Cory up. Hang on. So I called Cory because I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, the Lord explained it to me. I get it. You're not going to believe it. And so I called Cory up and I was like, dude, this is so insane. You're not going to believe it. The Lord showed me what it meant, that prophetic utterance, the man of 2 faces. That's what he's been using me to solve. Elohim, he created man. He said, let us create man in our own image. So in the image of Elohim created he him, he, male and female created he them. Male and female created he them. Get it? 2 faces. Dude, I'm like, oh my God.
I'm going to pause it. So think about it. So there's a right side up, upside down system. It's just impossible. It's the great, and then the Lord God, the self-existent eternal Jehovah, puts Adam in the system as his representative. Then there's a commingling, and then he can get back anyone he wants over the history of the whole world. Wait, there's more. Ready for the miracles? Ready? Watch.
So in that prophetic utterance he gave me, now I understand it. And I was just sitting here going, I just don't really understand it all the way. So the Lord gave me clarity on it. So I ordered this dictionary about a week ago off eBay because I wanted to see what the original definitions of some words are, because they've been changing these definitions, like the word raptor. I mean, it means rapist, plunderer. It means plunderer, rapist. And that's why all these chicks have raptor tattoos. I was like, what the hell? clever girl. Anyway, so I'm just freaking out because it's so exciting. I know the mystery of everything. And I was like, oh my God. And I called Cory, yes? Yeah. And so I come and I sit down and I'm just like, dude, I am so mind blown. And then Cory comes walking in the door and he goes, dude, you got a package. And I'm like, really? It's really heavy. And I was like, well, I wonder what I got. I have no idea what it really was. And I open it up and it's that big ass dictionary right there. There it is. And so I put it on the counter. I put it on the counter and I'm like, okay, Lord, I pray. I'm like, Lord, show me what you want me to see first. And you know how I've been saying like Karen and Kathy are totally two-faced? You know, Karen is totally two-faced, man. And Kathy is too. I'm sorry. Totally two-faced. And so, and they're the twin female system. And so, you know, because twin female system represents the pit. And so I was like, okay, Lord, I'm going to open this dictionary up. Just show me what you want me to show. Well, show me what you want me to see right here in front of Cory. And I opened it up and the word was face. And it takes up all this. And my eyes go right to here. And it says, and hang on, let me read this. Hang on one sec. Okay, now look, the word face starts right up here. And then, but I didn't read anything on this whole page. And I mean, what I'm saying is, when I looked at the page, I'm like, wow, it's a letter F. What do you want to show me on this page? And this is right where my eyes went to, right here, right. It says face. Having a face, used in composition as two-faced.
I'm going to pause that right there for just a second. I'm going to pause it right there. That's so wild because right now I'm looking right at it and I can't even see it. So give me a second. Here it is right here. Having a face. Having a face used in composition as two-faced. Now, imagine you're me and you just heard the Lord tell you, you know what it is, Jonathan. The man of two faces. Okay, we're going to go to the twins folder. Remember the endecagram? Okay, well you start out a system. The pit is 2x energy. And then it creates a system. The system is formed. And then you have this twin male and female bodies, but what's the energy in it? Then you have another energy come down in the system and commingle with it. It doesn't mean that the energy that was in the male in the reptilian race isn't female energy. That's why they worship the virgin. That's why girls have raptor tattoos that are penises and testicles. Why would a girl have a raptor tattooed on her that's a penis and testicles? And I looked at that one image and we're going to look at it because one of the testicles is an eye. The all-seeing eye. So a male with male parts in Genesis. So a male with male parts in Genesis 3 is what impregnated Eve. A male penis, but female energy. Try and wrap your brain around this. And I was like, oh my God, that's why the Vatican and the building next to it, audience hall, you know, you have the audience, you have the king and the audience. The Vatican means royal abode of the basilisk. What's a basilisk? A legendary serpent that kills with its breath or with its, like, because it takes our breath, it takes our spirit. That's why the Vatican is a snake wearing a crown, and that's why audience hall is coming out of it. It's birthing it. That's why the main altar is a penis and a vagina. You just gotta flip it. One's up, one's down. And the image of Elohim created he him. Male, the Vatican with the crown, and female created he them. And then the altar that's the dead sheep is a penis and a vagina. But it's the energy. That's why this is so hard to solve. And so anyway, the Lord shows me this. And then I was like, oh my God, Cory types in two-faced. And the first sentence it brings up is she was two-faced. And that's what's going on right now in my world at the Ark. And we had the Night Under the Stars. Y'all remember the Night Under the Stars? I could not understand why Karen would say the comments she was making. Why would she say these things about people, you know, the septic, and say, oh, I don't give a shit if they walk around and shit up to their ankles. I'm like, wow, what a weird, freaky ass thing to say about all the guests that are coming. Because we're having all these guests. We have the bathrooms. I just put a new bathroom in the little art building and busted my ass to do it. So there would be, you know, more facilities for people. And Karen did just hateful, spiteful, rude, disgustingly rude. I was like, well, wait a minute. You know, Jack Lamb is trying to get us some porta potties, and he tells Karen, we're going to need porta potties. I talked to Billy Lojak, who's a good friend of mine, who owns a septic company, and Billy's like, you're going to have, you know, it's going to be overflowing in 2 hours. And so Jack calls up Karen and says, Karen, yeah, you know, we need to get some porta potties. She goes, I don't care. Let them walk around and shit up to their ankles. Why would you say that? Now I understand. She's two-faced. She's part of the system. And I was like, I couldn't really understand, you know, why someone would behave like that. Why would she say the things she said to me? Yeah, it'd really be nice if they chipped in. Like, the tenants that were there, she had hate and disdain for them. I was like, dude, I told her, I said, look, that's not right. You cannot talk like that. You cannot say that when I'm paying your bills, Karen. That's weird. That's just weird. It'd be nice if they chipped in. I'm like, that's hateful. And then the Lord tells me to confront her after the whole thing happens, the Night Under the Stars, because we're the stars. Her and Kathy represent the 2X system because that's what's running them, and that's why they've aligned themselves against us, and that's why they're like, okay, everybody get out. Because I called up Karen and I said, Karen, the Lord told me to confront you. You're speaking contemptuously. And she lied right in front of Cory. And I said, look, I'm telling you, I serve the Lord God. I serve the Lord God, Karen. I am standing before the Lord God right now. I am asking you, yes or no, are you speaking contemptuously about me in the ministry? And she does this weird little laugh. And I mean, she just gets weird, like, she laughs. She's like, well, yeah, okay, I've started doing that. I was like, oh my God, why? Why would you do that? Didn't make any sense. And I said, Karen, man, you guys invited Satan in the door. What are you doing? And then, oh, I'm so sorry. She did the 2 fake videos. They were total balderdash. So she does her 2 fake little videos. Then she writes an apology letter. Jim does too. The Lord tells me, don't believe any of it. It's total nonsense. And then he tells me to confront her again, and I do. And I had gotten more information from other people at the Ark saying, yeah, she said she was going to tell you to get the fuck out, Jonathan, pack your shit and get the fuck out before the event while I'm over there working my ass off, trying to get ready for all the guests. And she's over there bad-mouthing me. I'm going to tell Johnny to pack his shit and get the fuck out. What? I mean, what kind of talk is that? What is wrong with you? I'm going to tell them they can walk around and shit up through their ankles. All the guests? What is wrong with you? Oh, I know what's wrong. She doesn't serve the God I serve. That's what's wrong. And so now it all makes sense, though. And so then naturally, I tell her, I'm like, well, the Lord told me he's taking away your blessings. That's what he told me to tell you. And I was in tears when I called her. I was crying. I was like, I'm so sorry. This is what the Lord told me. And she was like, okay, click. And that was it. That was it. Last phone call I've had with either Jim or Karen. That's it. They haven't reached out. They haven't done anything. They didn't try and make anything right for anybody. No. They just served a notice to vacate. It's the system serving us a notice to vacate. Do you get it? The system is serving us, and I represent the king, a notice to vacate. I'm very excited. I'm like, ooh, this is getting really good. It's so edgy. Okay, let's go back and watch the rest of the video. So, yes, having a face used in composition as two-faced. So the first thing I read on that, in a 5-inch thick dictionary, after I say, look, the Lord's revealed what it means. The man of 2 faces is seen in the light, and as the coming of the sun, so shall he be revealed. And then I see 2 faces, and then I hear the Lord say, look up the first definition of the word face. And now I'm like, I wonder what that is. So let me show you. Freak out.
Oh my God.
It says, having its upper or outer surface dressed as smooth as a faced stone. That's insane. So, two-faced was the first thing I saw, and that's what I'm dealing with right now with the whole situation at the...
Having a face used in composition as two-faced. And then another definition right under it is having its upper or outer surface dressed or smooth as a faced stone. You're talking to the guy that the Lord God gave two halves of the same rock in a riverbed with hundreds of trillions of rocks. He walked me down a riverbed in the desert, told me to pick up those two rocks. Now put them together, Jonathan. I was like, what? Put these two rocks together. Because he was letting me solve the system. You know why? Because at the end of the system, the truth, the two halves become one spiritually. But the host body system also becomes one satanic. All at the same time. Yeah, here we go. Watch this.
The ark, Kathy and Karen, complete two-faced. Okay, so here's the other thing. Well, I'm hoping, I know Jesus is coming. I mean, my coat of arms is a king's crown and a shofar. And so I'm looking for the beginning of the word face. Like, where does it start in here? Where's the word face start? And I go right to here. It says, face, visage, appearance.
There it is, visage, appearance. Visage. Why do you think it says in the Bible, the ones that haven't accepted Christ say, hide us from the face of the Lamb? It's so crazy. Because we're in a twin system. If you haven't been converted, and that's when the cycle ends and the Lamb shows up, the scariest thing they could ever see is the face of the Lamb showing up, because all their evil shit that they haven't confessed and they haven't come clean with will be their own witness against. It's like having your mirror image rat you out because you never got made whole. Do you get it? It's like your own mirror image telling on you because there's a record kept of you and everything you've done with your other eye that hasn't been converted. Do you get it? It's so profound. It's so mind-boggling. It's the most simple thing, really, but it's also the most paradoxical thing in the world. Yeah. Okay, then. So, let me breathe. Where's my paper bag? So, I'm recording this, and I'm like, okay, Lord, appearance. Let's do this one more time. Turn your volume down. I'm going to try this again. That's one. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. The king's coming. Hang on one sec. Each one you have to blow differently and have your lip in a different position. It's fascinating. And obviously everyone has a different tone. Here's another one. You want to hear something interesting? I had 7 of these laying on the table together. 7. Does that sound like something in Revelation? That's 3. All right. Now, let's go back to the video. So, after the Lord shows me the first meaning of the word face, which is visage, appearance, I'm like, oh my God. As is the coming of the sun, so shall he be revealed. Elohim, he. So shall he be revealed. Now watch. Because we're going to go back to that utterance. Now watch. Look at this. Face. The face, visage, appearance. in general sense, the surface of a thing that presents itself to the view. Do y'all know how crazy this is?
I've been saying, I know the rapture's coming. I know Jesus is coming. I know he's about to appear. And it says face, appearance. In the general sense, the surface of a thing or the side which presents itself to the view of the spectator.
I'm under attack right now. My whole system just went down. The whole thing just turned black. Audio freaked out. Everything went black. I was able to save up to this point right here. Guys, Jesus is coming. Appearance, visage. That's why they're going to hide themselves from the face of the Lamb. Okay, guys, look. I want to just freak out and try and keep going and do more of this, but I'm afraid if I do any more, I'll destroy this whole thing. And then all this time I've done will be wasted. Anyway, he proved to me that the whole mystery was to solve Genesis 1. Elohim, in the image of Elohim, created he him, male and female, created he them. And then Jesus comes in. See, Adam is Jesus' representative in the system. He's literally buying himself back, or parts of himself, because those of us that go back, we're just a part of him. That's why he said, I knew you before the foundations of the world, because we're the stars. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'll post this video, and then I'll try and be a little more calm and collected. I'm going to get another computer. I'm not going to try and use this one anymore. I have some other laptops that I'm going to just try and make happen. I'll go take them to the repair shop if I have to. But this computer's just, I told you, something's going on. I think it's just attacks. I think the enemy just knows. This is the greatest information in the entire history of the world coming out. I'm trying to get to the show notes, and I can't get. There it is. It finally loaded. They're finally loaded. You guys should go to the Twins Completely Understood. And look, remember Michelle Obama now spells woman, womexin, right? Let's see if it'll even open up. Okay, there it is. Why Michelle Obama spells woman, womexin. I'll tell you why. See, M-A-N? They took man out and they put X for female in. See? Put the X in. Instead of a man, womexin. See? They took male out of the equation. Do you understand? They've cannibalized all the male energy in the system, which means Jesus is coming. Because the cycle has completed itself at the bottom, and the two halves have become one, and the whole world's been turned upside down. Anyway, I love you in Christ. I hope this works. I pray. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I'm sorry that this crashed. I'm going to do everything I can to fix it. Okay, peace and grace.